Today I have a classic old Toshiba receiver. This is an SA7150. And you guys have seen this one before, several years ago. I've been maintaining this unit for probably 30 years now. Whenever it breaks down, I get it, and it has another problem. Let's check it out. It's back! This is the Toshiba that you guys have seen before. I serviced this for my neighbor many years ago. Okay, first we'll turn on the power. And I'll select tuner. Really?
Months on us on select Rogers Infinite plans. And more streaming your favorite shows with the ones long last. Rogers.com today. Adios. Adios.
Maybe that's his problem. Get him on the phone and see what his problem is. He dropped it off at my door this morning. Okay, complaint on it is the balance control has a problem. And he says he doesn't listen to anything but the radio, even though it was sitting on tuner 2 or phono 2 when it was brought in. He doesn't have anything connected to it. He just uses the radio. I think it's probably a switch problem though. Oh yeah. So when he turns the balance over to one side, it craps out. It's gonna be the switch. One channel cuts out is his complaint. And he says, wait, when he cranks the balance control over, he says one side doesn't do it. So he told me he cranks the balance to the right and the right channel cuts out, and looks like the control is bad. So let's open this beast up once again. Man, this is a nice receiver. You know, I like this receiver. I actually like this receiver as much as I like my Sansui 9090. Not. I still like the Sansui 9090 better. And this one has Dolby FM. Opening this thing up is a brute. Take the back panel off first, and then the front cover will lift off. It's got a metal and a wooden cover to this thing. What a brute. Now I'll give you a little history on this unit. I have been the caretaker of this unit for probably, I'm going to say 30 years. When I worked in the shop, belongs to my neighbor. If he ever gets rid of it, I hope he thinks about me if he wants to get rid of the thing. I know he never will, but if he does, I hope he thinks of me, because I'd love to have this one in my collection. I've been the caretaker of this thing for a very long time. Back when I was working in the shop, it came in a couple times. I've done work in the IF on here. I've done all kinds of work on this thing. very heavy duty construction. A lot of plugs. These plugs give issues. But yeah, it's a really neat old machine. And other than, I think it's had 1 or 2 capacitors replaced, that one there for sure. I would have changed that. And maybe that resistor, I forget, it's been so long. You know, I worked on this about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, I guess now. But I worked on it a lot before that. I had it 3 times, October 2014, January 2015, and again October 2015 is the last time I saw this one. Now, to answer some of your questions about this amplifier, like how many volts do we run on the power supply? I think it's about 130, 65 positive, 65 negative. If we put the meter on here, we'll see 131 volts. So 130 volts potential between the two rails. Output power on this amp is rated, I believe, at 150 watts per channel. It's got just a humongous power transformer and 2 separate sets of capacitors, 1 for each channel. So this would be what many would consider to be a dual monoblock design. Weight on this thing is like 60 pounds, about 27 kilograms. It's a monster. Give yourself a hernia picking this sucker up. And no one's making a quick getaway if they steal it because of the weight. Anyway, what we're looking for is this wafer switch down here. Right down inside here, which is really tough to see from the camera angle, but there is a switch. Let's see if I can get the camera a little bit lower so you can see the switch that I need to clean. It's like a 3-part wafer. Or 2-part, yeah, 3-part wafer switch that I gotta get in there and clean. It's like an old wafer tuner type switch. So that's the switch that we're going to be cleaning. That's the input switch, as you can see when I change inputs. So we're just going to get in there with some Neutral and give those contacts a good clean. Neutral deoxide, I could use either, but I just happen to have a can of Neutral handy here, so we'll clean this with Neutral. Hope there's some left in the can. Gotta do this without the camera in the way so I can see what I'm doing. With the camera sticking out there, it makes it difficult to see what I'm actually hitting. Okay, let's check it out now. Right speaker. No longer is it cutting out. Little thump between the phono and the auxiliary is expected as it switches the preamp on and off. Now one speaker is further away than the other, so it will sound a little lower because one speaker's literally right next to the camera and the other speaker is in behind my plasma TV. But all the switches are sounding good. I hear no IF band switch. So we can clean that one. course, that probably was all overloaded because I had it kind of playing at a little bit of high volume here. But this amp does have a lot of power, that's for sure. Listen to the difference Dolby FM makes. That many may not know about these big receivers like this. It has 3 sets of speakers, but you cannot run all 3 of them at the same time. You can run speaker A plus B, or speaker A plus C. You could also run speakers B plus C, but you cannot run all 3 together. You can run C by itself, B by itself, A by itself, and combinations. If you try to run all 3 together, because that would reduce the impedance to less than 4 ohms, providing you're using 8 ohm speakers, it would shut the amp down, could cause damage, because the minimum impedance on an amp like this is 4 ohms. And obviously if you're running 4 ohm speakers, you're not going to run more than 1 pair at a time, because you could really blow an amplifier like this up. Even though it's got a lot of power, the older ones were actually quite sensitive to shorted speakers. It should go into protection, but it depends. If it happens at a loud volume, sometimes they will go boom before they have a chance to go into protection. Anyway, this unit itself is functional. So it was brought in just because the right channel was cutting out, and that was identified as the switch, which has now been cleaned. So this is a nice simple repair for this one, but I figured I'd give you guys a little bit longer test run on this thing because this is a nice receiver. Very fond of this with the LED display on it. It was a fully synthesized, one of the first fully synthesized tuners, and it actually tuned down to 87.5, which is kind of neat because a lot of them wouldn't go down below 88.1. And my little test transmitter that I've got sitting on the other side of the shop, which is just basically playing this music. This is Music Bakery content, and it's just playing off a little USB stick. But it gets the job done. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to put this one together, give the guy a call, and then watch him come back and struggle to put it in his car. I'll let him even take it off the bench. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified of all my new posts. Catch you later.